is Kristen Phantazia. Welcome back. I'm gonna be real honest, I almost don't even know where to start this week because it's just been so much going on. So we got a lot to talk about. Not gonna waste too much time on the intro. Let's just hop right in. You guys know how when you go to a fast food place, you expect fast service, but 10 times out of 9, there's nothing fast about fast foods. But they've been making all kinds of quick ass headlines this week. So first of all, damn, Daniel, back at it again. Katt Williams has yet again been charged with something because he went to a seafood place in Atlanta, was mad because him and whoever he went with walked in, they didn't seat him where he felt like he needed to be seated, so he done busted the manager's lip throwing a salt shaker at him. Then he left and went to ratchet ass Waffle House where he was then arrested and let out, and then arrested, they paid for his bond or whatever it is, let him out, and he's still on the streets. And I just want to know, out of all of these months where he's been doing this like ridiculous shit, has no one thought to actually get this man like locked up? Like, is he ever going to serve time? And I'm kind of conflicted about that because while he's stupid as hell, it's not like our correctional system is actually made to correct and rehabilitate. So he'll get in there and probably come out worse. Than when he went in, because that's what our system is designed to do, and more specifically designed to do that for our African American men. But that is another conversation for another day, so we'll save it for that. So besides him throwing, salt shakers at managers, we have Cody Morris. Cody Morris was at a McDonald's in Springdale, Arkansas, which is hilarious to me because it's down the street from my university. And it's always funny to me when something happens locally and it makes like national headlines and people are really talking about this. Why? Because Cody did what every person in America has done at least once in their lives. I've done it. I know you've done it. I know somebody has done it. We've walked into McDonald's, you ask for a water cup, and then you proceed to put actual soda in the cup. Whatever your soda of choice is, I personally choose Sprite because it's the closest thing, looks like water. But Cody's drink of choice was Mellow Yellow. While his friends, I'm assuming via context of everything I've read, did the same thing he did, but they smartly handed over their drinks. He decided he was going to be a G about it. So while the manager is calling the police to report theft and like felony robbery, Cody decides that he wants to run from the police with his Mellow Yellow. And I just have a couple questions. Depending on like the McDonald's location, I don't even know if water cups come with caps or tops. So my first question is, did you successfully transfer your Mellow Yellow from McDonald's to wherever you thought you were safely going to drink it? And 2, did you ever get to drink the Mellow Yellow, Cody? I need to know. America wants to know, because that's crazy. And people really out here getting arrested for putting soda in water cups. Like, that's wild to me. But you won't arrest somebody for gunning down an unarmed child, but you'll give a felony charge to someone for drinking probably 2 ounces of soda. Don't you just love America? So y'all know that, HBO was free this past weekend or last weekend because Lemonade came out. And so, HBO is just free all weekend. So while HBO was free, I had to get on and I had to watch Confirmation, in which Kerry Washington played Anita Hill. Kudos to you, Kerry Washington. You did that. Okay. It was amazing. As a person who wasn't born when this case was happening, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not anything that was ever discussed in any of my history classes, nothing like that. But basically, Anita Hill worked with current Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, and as he was getting ready to face his, have his confirmation hearing to be a Supreme Court justice, so this one was when he was just a nominee, allegations and accusations of him sexually harassing Anita Hill were brought to her, in which she, confirmed that this is true. So Confirmation is basically the movie that depicts that time in 1991, that case, those hearings. It's a very good watch, and I think it just speaks to being a woman in the workplace, and more specifically an interesting dynamic of this is that the case was a black woman against a black man. And it just kind of shows how white America will really go to bat for you when you, release your black card and just kind of toss it and disrespect it and do whatever it is. Because Clarence Thomas is not repping for the African American community at all. And you watch that movie and you literally can see that. The people that are backing him, like, it's wild, okay? It's crazy. But it's definitely worth a watch, so check that out. I love me a good glass of lemonade, and it might just replace my iced tea this summer. Or maybe not, because folks from the South we love our iced tea. But I will say, there were so many things that were addressed in this video that were necessary for America. While I don't believe that lemonade was made for all Americans, I do wholeheartedly believe that lemonade was made for black women in America. But there is something that you can all learn from watching Lemonade. And for once, just taking in the message and not slandering someone whom you used to worship when all her music talked about was being Beyonce and being fabulous. But the minute she actually addresses, she is still a black woman in America. And I have so much appreciation for her addressing that, you know what I'm saying? And actually, she's part of the black community here. People love you until you say something that they don't agree with. And you don't have to agree with everything that everybody says. So you don't have to like her, but you don't have to love her even, but you need to respect the message that came with Lemonade. Hopefully shining a light on some of these issues will cause some people to rethink their thoughts and the way that they treat black women in America. And I just want to thank Beyonce for that. So Keeping Up with the Kardashians will air for its 12th season today. We've been watching the Kardashians for over 12 years. Like, that blows my mind. But the funny thing about that, or why I even bring that up, is there's that picture of Beyonce with, the set it off cornrows straight to the back with the fur jacket, so there's that picture. So why did Kim Kardashian get on Twitter and post a picture of her with like the same 4 plaits with a fur jacket after Lemonade dropped? That was so funny to me. And then I saw somebody, I'm gonna find it and put it up here, I saw somebody meme it and say tap water. So Beyonce's Lemonade, tap water. And then y'all seen the ones of like Keisha Cole with the lime, what do they call it, limeade. People are foolish boy, foolish. Wait, and then talking about Kim's, so then Kim, like Lil Kim, like thuggin' Lil Kim, like the Lil Kim. Now she been having for years. We've slowly been seeing some changes, to her facial features, and it is what it is. But then she gets on social media one day and she's completely turned into a Becky. Yes, a Becky. Yes, Becky is a term used by the African American community to describe what we would call your basic, typical white girl. If I don't know your name, 9 times out of 10, I probably called you Becky. I'm going to be straightforward about that. Like, there's so many things in the black community we don't have to explain to anybody else. Yes, attention world, we do use the term Becky to describe a typical white girl. Sorry, not sorry. She has completely bleached her skin. She does not even look the same. It's like a Michael Jackson part 2, because we all were shocked. We were all shocked when Michael Jackson, like, your nose, you had a full nose and your nose slimmed down, but then you come back and you're completely different skin tone. Like, why can't... And I love Michael Jackson. This has nothing to do with like his musicianship. This has to do with him being a black man who clearly had internal issues, so much so that he did not want to be outwardly identified as being a black man, period, and yet alone a black man in America. So I'm curious as to what's going on in Lil Kim's mind, where she feel like she needs to go out there and bleach her skin and walk around and be viewed as a white woman. Back to Becky, Iggy Azalea decided that she was gonna come out and, what did she say? that the term Becky is a racial stereotype. And I'm glad that she specified and said a racial stereotype instead of a racist stereotype, because I do think that there's a difference. So, okay. Like, I'm confused as to what her, like, point of that was. Yes, Becky with the good hair, which this is just everything just tying together. Last night was President Barack Obama's last White House Correspondents' Dinner as the President of these United States. There was quite a bit to digest last night, none of which had anything to do with the food that was actually on the plates. So if you didn't know who Larry Wilmore was, now you know. I bet you know now who he is. So he got up on stage. He's giving his speech. President Barack Obama is sitting over there looking real presidential, I'm sure. In conclusion, Larry looks over and he says, yo, Barry, you did it, my nigga. You did it. I kid you not. Live. He called President Barack Obama his nigga. And I know it slipped out of my mouth a couple times just because I feel like I got an advocate in the White House. But that's bold. And America needed to hear that. And here's why. The evolution of the N-word. Nigger was the original N-word. There is a lot of malicious, negative, disrespectful just connotation and energy that is behind that word. Do not be deceived, do not be mistaken. Nigga is an evolution of that word that has become more of a term of endearment. And I know a lot of people have mixed reviews on, you know, how they feel about using the N-word. Why can't white people use the N-word if black people commonly use it? Is it still racist if I, as a black person, refer to another black person as my nigga, but you as a white person might not be able to, you as a white person cannot look at me and say my nigga. That's just, it just won't happen. Now, I'm sure that there are plenty of white people that say the N-word when we're not around. Thank you, rap culture, for making them think that that is okay when it's not. Have some integrity, people. Do what's right when no one's watching. I just don't even know how to conclude that. If you're not having conversations about this and kind of talked about what this means to have the President of the United States called nigga, my nigga, on national television by another black man, I think it's a conversation worth having. Alright, I just want to say thanks for tuning in for another episode of Kicking It, Keeping It Current with Chris, and I will see you again next week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I love hearing from you all. Like this video, lets me know that you enjoy what I'm doing and to keep on this track. Comment down below. We can have a discussion. Check the information box for all links, any information that you need, and I will see you all next week. Bye, guys.